Hi, and welcome to today's video. As the title may suggest, today I'm going to show you how I clean my tanks. So I have 5 tanks, and I'm going to show you me cleaning each one, and I'm going to tell you what I use and how I clean them. Now, my YouTube verification wasn't working, so I can't add links, so I'll tell you what I'm using and the brands and everything and where I got it. That way you can at least hopefully find it easier. Mostly it's popular products, so it shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Yeah, so I have 5 tanks. I have my red-tailed shark's tank, which, as a disclaimer, I did not decorate his tank. He was a rescue with some other fish, like my last video I explained it. And I'm rescaping it soon, so that'll be an upcoming video, but he's fine for now. He doesn't really interact with a lot of the decorations anyway, so yeah. And then the second tank that I have is my goldfish pond. It's a mini pond in a 110-gallon stock tank. It has 2 goldfish. And then I have a 20-gallon tank with a blue betta and a lot of baby mystery snails. That isn't filled up all the way, so I'll mostly just be filling it up all the way today because it was a newer tank and I upgraded him, so I was kind of slowly, every water change, just adding water into the tank, and it's been doing good. So that's what I'll be doing today, and then I can start doing actual water changes in that tank. Then the fourth tank I'll be showing you is my 55-gallon community tank. The water dissipates throughout the week, but I swear I did do it a week ago. It has a bunch of different fish in it, and I do like 50% water changes because there is a pleco in there, which ideally that pleco would be in a bigger tank, but right now I can't do that. Maybe someday I'll upgrade them to a 75, but at least a 55 is bigger than the 20-gallon that they were in before. But I haven't had a problem with the ammonia. Like, I tested it recently and it wasn't high at all. So yeah. Then the 5th tank is a female betta tank. It's 5 gallons. It just has a female betta in there. At some point I would like to get some shrimp for it. But yeah, those are all the tanks I'll be showing you today. So I guess let's get started. The first tank I'm gonna start with is this 20-gallon with the red-tailed shark in it. First thing I use is a gravel vacuum. Let me tell you the brand real quick. It's the Enomol gravel vacuum, Enomol. I got it on Amazon. It's, I think, just as good as the Python and way cheaper, which is why I got it, but it does the same thing where you can attach it to the sink. And I got the, I think, 32-foot one, that way it will reach my bathtub. So that's the first thing I'm gonna use. So I'm just gonna get that started in here, and I just grab the vacuum and get it to about 30%, and I just empty it into the bathtub. So I guess I'll do that now. Oh, I also turn off the heater, and if you see hang off the back filter, I turn those off too, but I don't turn the sponge filters off. So I just have it emptying right now, and I'm just gonna get down to about 30%. And while I do that, I'm gonna scrub the algae off the front. I'm just using this algae brush. You can really find them anywhere. I got this, I'm not sure where, but there's different kinds of algae scrapers. This one's just kind of a sponge. You can also just use like the filter sponge things that come on the outside of carbon filters, or you can get filter sponges and use that. You can use like old gift cards that you clean and like scrape really well. You can use razor blades, but this is what I have. Enough water has been taken out now, so I'm going to take this out. So I put the lid back on top and I'm not going to fill it quite yet, and you'll see why. Now I'm going to empty my 55 gallon using the same steps I did with this one, using the gravel vacuum cleaner. Emptying it, except this one's going to be empty to about 50%. And turn off the overhang back filter and the heater. And then I'll show you what I do next. Okay, I'm going to empty this now. Please excuse this cage. This is Dumpling's cage, my foster rat. But like I said, I'm just going to follow the same steps. So I put my hand over the gravel vacuum for this so the tetras don't get sucked up. And I don't really gravel vacuum this too much unless there's something very visible. And I don't finished emptying this tank, and now I'm gonna take the temperature. The thermometer that I use is Zacro. Z-A-C-R-O. I think I got it in like a 3-pack, so it just has like this little thing at the end, so I'm just gonna stick that in there. I have the other end of the gravel vacuum attached to my bathroom sink now, so I'm gonna fill this up with tap water. So let me take the temperature of the other one and I'll be right back. Okay, and I was right, it was like the exact same temperature, so I'm just gonna get my bathroom sink's water to the right temperature and start running it through. Okay, so it took me forever to get the temperature right. Now I'm just gonna add the products into this tank. So I'll show you what those are. The first product is Seachem Prime, and I do a cap full of that. And I try to put it right at where the water's coming out. Then the next one I use is Seachem Flourish, and I do less than a capful. I get that on Amazon and it's pretty popular, so you should be able to find it. I don't know if it's Seachem or Seachem, but it's S-E-A-C-H-E-M, and one's a water conditioner and then the other one is a plant fertilizer. And I want to show you guys something that I found kind of interesting having this tank. A lot of these plants are attached to driftwood, but let me just show you something. So you can see that like I have these plants on this driftwood, but sometimes like babies will come off or some of these plants will come off, okay? And then they kind of plant themselves. I didn't put that there. Over here where I have Java fern, the babies will come off and plant themselves. And I take them out and I put them in different tanks, but I just found that kind of interesting. While the other tank is filling up, I'm just gonna add the Seachem to this. I don't put the Flourish in this tank. This tank I only do like a quarter of a capful. And I'm just gonna turn the switch so it is going out the other end in a minute, and then take it over to the shark tank and turn it back on. So I have it right here and I'm gonna start getting it running, and I already have that water conditioner in there. While the 20-gallon fills up, I'm gonna use my half water, half vinegar solution I have in a spray bottle to wipe the front of this with some paper towels real quick, and then I'm also going to turn the filter back on. I have the filter on and it's all clean on the front. I finished filling up the 20-gallon tank, so now I'm going to start draining this one with the gravel vacuum into the bathtub. And then I'm going to wipe off the front of the 20-gallon. I won't be showing that. But I also wipe off the lid of the 20-gallon. And I'm also going to turn the heater back on. Let me get this starting to drain. As you can see, this tank looks a lot better.
It gets very yellow through the week, but the ammonia is not high or anything. I think it might just be from the driftwood. But I'm about to wipe the front of this. I have the goldfish tank draining, but I wipe off the front and the top of it. Another tip I have for you if you're doing water changes is keep a paper towel next to you, or at least a paper towel roll, because when you're sticking hands in tanks and then you need to pick something up, it might be nice to have a dry hand, and I find that helpful. So this is my female Bettas tank. Her name is Opal, and this is 5 gallons. I got this tank from PetSmart. It's, I think, the top fin like kit. I got it for like 33 bucks. I think it was on sale. You can find it for yourself. I think it's one of the most popular kits that they have. And hers is the next tank I'm going to do. It's pretty easy. Let me show you me emptying it. So I use the cups that Bettas come in because I have a couple of them. And I just scoop the water out into a bucket and I turn the heater off. Okay, I have my cup and my 5-gallon bucket. The 5-gallon bucket is just an Ace Hardware bucket. They sell for like $5. I'm gonna empty this about like 25%. Let me empty this and I'll be right back. Alright, so I have emptied about 25, maybe 30%. I'm just gonna pour this into the bathtub. When it's not cold out, I usually put it into mud beds or like a bad patch of grass. I don't want to go outside in the cold. I also took out an Indian almond leaf I had in there. I put it in there when I first got her just because she was from a pet store, and I wanted to make sure that she didn't have like starts of like fin rot or something, so I just put that in there as an antibacterial thing to kill anything she might have. Okay, so I poured that out. I ended up pouring it outside. So with my Betta tanks, I don't fill them up the same as I do my other tanks that don't have Bettas in them. So for her tank and for Mercury's tank, I use the water from our reverse osmosis. The only thing is that it's only a 2.5 gallon tank. Once I fill this up, that tank will most likely be empty. And I'm not sure how much water I'll have left. I'll put whatever I have left. I'll keep it in here in the bucket, and then either later or tomorrow, and I'll film it, fill up this tank with that. And then I boil water and I put it into the bucket until it's the right temperature. And once I'm gonna go fill that up and bring it to temperature and take the temperature per tank, and then I'll come back and show you what products I put in the water. Another thing is that I am emptying the goldfish tank still. It just takes a while for it to empty. I kind of empty it until it hits the end of the filters, and that seems to be working fine. So I just leave it until it's done, but it takes a while. So I can usually get this tank done by the time it's empty. Not to mention that the reason I use the reverse osmosis is because I have trauma from tap water with Bettas. So. Okay, I have filled it up, turned the heater back on, and wiped off the front. There's still stuff kind of flying around in there, but she's all clean and happy. I will start filling it. Okay, I have it starting to fill. I'm gonna add 2 capfuls of the Seachem Prime. The tank is done filling, and I have turned the filters back on, and now this tank's done. So because I already used the reverse osmosis to fill up her tank and it's still kind of empty, I'm gonna do Mercury's tank tomorrow. That will still be in this video, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, I'm back, and now I'm gonna finish doing Mercury's tank. I think I'm gonna empty it a little bit, and then I still have the water left over from Opal's tank, and I'm just gonna add more water, heat it up, and I'll be right back. I have emptied it a little bit. Now I'm going to fill it up. I added the Prime, the Flourish, and Vitachem according to the instructions for this tank. Okay, I filled it up. I also separated this Amazon sword, and then I had to sort through gravel and figure out what was snails. They were all in the bucket. And I got a few, but it's all clean. I wiped off the front and the lid. But he's all clean now and happy. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you can, please leave a like.